Hey, I'm Michelle,
And I'm Jenny.
and you're listening to the Super.
Wonderful podcast.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Super Wonderful Podcast. I am excited to be here. How about you?
I'm very excited to be here. I feel like after we talk a bunch, I get withdrawals.
Same.
I'm like, oh, I
Hard
need to tell
same.
Michelle this. And it's like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, she is not awake.
I do love our Marco Polos. I don't
Yeah.
know these days what generation does Marco Polo. Is that a millennial thing? Do the
I
kids
think
don't
that
do it?
it's mostly people like us.
Good. It's
Yeah.
literally just the two of us.
Yeah. But like Nadia's on there.
That's true.
You know, somebody else.
Chandler was.
Chandler was, and Lena, who used to cut my hair. She used to be
Nice.
more active. But right now it's really just me, you, and Nadia.
Perfect. That's
Yeah.
all it needs to be. Just
But when I mentioned
hang
it
out.
to Grace, she was like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, that is exactly what I figured.
Yeah.
Because why would you? You have TikTok and
But
the
how?
things.
Because it's Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that Snapchat is still around. Because that was big when we were younger. So I thought like once we age, that would age out, but it hasn't. It's like a breeding ground for predators, though.
I'll tell you, the worst thoughts that I have are that the Snapchats will be released.
Do you still use Snapchat?
No.
No.
But
You
I
deleted
did.
it. And
I
was
mean,
it a lot of
I have it, but
sexy? A lot of
yeah,
naked?
yeah. It was at a time where I just felt so good in my body. I was like, this is hot. I'm gonna send it. Who else should I
Yeah.
send this to? Okay. Boo. Look
Was
how
it?
cute I am today.
Wasn't there a Snapchat of you when you worked at the Improv, like as a cocktail server, right? And like you were just like peeing in the bathroom. You're like, just like, gotta pee at work. And then just that was
Yeah.
your snap.
There you go. I remember I can't even believe I'm gonna do this one, but I am. I remember one time, me and KJ, Kristen Johnson, we were the most foul girls. She's from Philly. And we just like I almost died several times from being in a drinking competition with her.
Oh
And we
no.
would both black out. You know, that was that horrible night that you had to take care of me. But me and Kristen would send each other these horrible Snapchats. And one time I sent her one. I said, I just took a shit and it looked like your face. And I accidentally uploaded it to my story. And there were like 20 people who saw it, and I deleted it. And then I just went on and
Too
said,
late.
sorry, not sorry. That was supposed to be for Kristen, but for the 20 of you who saw that, you're welcome. Like,
Luckily, I was not one of those 20.
yeah.
Surprise.
Just took a
Surprise,
shit. It looked like your
surprise.
beautiful face.
Yeah.
I think mine and KJ's relationship was one that, like, I loved it so much, but it was not in either of our best interests.
Was it something that once you got sober, certain people kind of will fall out of your life? Was she one of those people when you made that shift or no?
No, I mean, like, we just, like, as those kind of relationships do, like, we were so, like, explosive, and, like, I told her that I liked her. I'm like, if I were
Oh.
gonna have, if I could have any girl that I wanted, it would be you, and you're with stupid Brian. Yes, girl, I love you.
I'm in the room.
I was addicted to toxicity, and you saved my life all the time. And I'll be honest, like, there was this really weird part of me that thought I had a chance. Now with
her?
you,
No.
you, I never had a chance. Like,
No.
Ken was your person.
Yeah.
Like, anything I had, any feelings I had for you that were of a sexual nature, that's where it had to end. But with KJ, I thought, I could probably get in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was delusion because her and Brian are together and they have a baby and they're married and they're happy.
What?
But yeah,
My
so
gosh.
this was delusion. But I still felt it, and I still even like expressed it to her, like,
Yeah.
you're my babe. Like, we're gonna end up together. And then when Brian did a movie, he cast her and I as lesbians. and
Were
we
you
had a
just like,
makeout
"Thank you"?
scene.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
"You're helping me out?"
Ugh.
Okay.
Way to be a
But
friend.
just like all of the things like that, we it was all very, very heightened between her and I, and we felt very like when I had that abusive relationship, and it exploded and I had nowhere to live, I stayed on her couch for a week while I figured it out, you know? So, like but it exploded and we got into a massive fight, and then years later, when Angelina was getting married, we just kind of, like, cried and hugged and said, "I love you. I love you too." And then we've been okay ever since, like,
Good.
it's not like we hung out after that, but, like, we're social media friends and we say hi. There was, like, a big line that was drawn in the sand when she and I had our big falling out. 'Cause it was over, like, the Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader stuff, because we were
Yeah.
all in that movie together.
Mhm.
But, I'm glad it resolved because she's a sweet person, and we get along just fine, and there's a lot of, like, fun memories of all of us running around together that, I don't feel like are tainted anymore
Good.
since
That's
we
good.
so thank you, Angelina, for getting married. But then
Yeah.
I got super hammered at Angelina's wedding and pissed Angelina off.
I, like, vaguely remember you telling me about this.
I burst into their marital bed on their honeymoon on accident with his brother and went, "Oh, shit. We're sorry. Our bad." And we, like, shut the door, and he was like, "Are you actually fucking kidding me?" And we were just so hammered. And this was, like, right before I got sober. It was, like,
Yeah.
the last year of me being a menace. And, yeah, that was a big no-no. So when Angelina was at my wedding, I said, "Are you gonna do something? I deserve it. Do you wanna do something at my wedding?" And she's like, "No, like, I don't give a shit. It's fine. It's a long time ago." I was like, "Okay, but that was really, really, really bad. Like, you were on your honeymoon having sex." And I'm like, "Hey, guys,
How could you get into the room?
it
Do you
was
have a
just
key?
open."
Oh.
No. We had gotten ready in that cabin.
Oh, it was cabin. I was, like,
It
thinking
was
it
like
was
a
a hotel.
cabin. No, they got married at this beautiful outdoor, uh, like, mountain resort thing. It was, like, in, like, the California mountains. I think it was, like, Ojai or somewhere like that.
Oh,
I
pretty.
don't even remember, but
Love
it was
Ojai.
beautiful. I brought, a mutual friend of ours as my date who had been my boyfriend, and he got so drunk that he vomited and had to go hide in the woods. And then me and Brandon's brother became accomplices and
Perfect.
terrorized people. There are pictures of me in a blackout doing karaoke with Brandon's mom. And Brandon's mom and me, Kristen, we're still friends on Facebook, and we still like, "Yeah, girl, love you, girl." Like, we bonded that night. So,
My gosh. A night where anybody just drunkenly walks into the woods, perhaps never to be seen again.
yeah.
That's a check. That's a good
Yeah,
time.
he said, "I just felt like I needed to remove myself from the situation," but then someone came to me and they said, Hey, uh, I found your date in the woods covered in vomit." I was like, "Oh, well, he helped set everything up. Does that kinda cancel each other out?"
Yeah.
We drove the big heart thing up here in his truck. Are
Yeah.
we cool?
Pretty sure we're absolved from any
Yeah.
future
It's
wrongdoings.
just so stupid. Yeah. I'm just so glad that I got sober.
I genuinely worry what would have happened if you had not.
Yeah, like, I would have been probably in the 33 club, not the 27 club. I made it past that one drinking, but whoever's in the 33 club, I would have been
Wait, is that a thing? Like, if you
in.
perish at 33, what is that? Is that
The
what that
20 the
is?
20 the 2700 Club is, and that's, like, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, Janis
Oh,
Joplin, like, it's all these, like, famous people in history just who were partiers. A lot of them died at 27. That's, like, the year.
okay. Because Club 33 is the place at Disneyland.
Disney.
I was like, if
At
you had
very
kept drinking, you could have gotten into Club 33, like, invite me.
That's good.
That sounds
No,
amazing. Let's go.
I was just forecasting that I probably could have made it to 33
Oh
before
my
I died.
gosh. But you got sober at
I got
30,
sober at
31?
1. 31.
31. 'Cause it was right
Right
before my
before.
wedding.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause I remember you came to the wedding, and I was like, "Oh, are you not drinking?" You were like, "Nope." I was like,
no,
"Okay." Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, it didn't surprise me.
yeah. Well, when Casper and I first started dating and he told me all the reasons why he had gotten sober, I was
Mm,
like, "Check, check,
that sounds
check.
great, yeah.
I've done this. I do that, like, every weekend."
Oh, do you feel like he was like, "I'm worried to tell you these things about myself because it might upset you," and you're like, "I'm doing that
Yeah.
currently." Like, none
He
of this is a
he
shock.
wanted to come forward and be totally
Yes.
honest about who he had been and why he
Yes.
moves the way he moves, and I'm just sitting there like, "Shit.
Yeah.
That's me." Yeah,
Mhm.
and it was a huge wake-up call for me, and he told me I remember it was October 13th, and my, red carpet for Tales of Halloween was at Man's Chinese Theater where we worked out on the streets there, and I just remember, like, us getting, like, pushed down the street when they would have red carpet events and us
Uh-huh.
kind of be treated like trash. And as I was walking in for my premiere there, I saw some people that I had worked with, and they were excited to see me. They were cheering
Oh.
me on. It was this beautiful moment for me, and I was on the other side of the ropes. So I was in there getting ready to do the red carpet, and I just said, "I'm not gonna drink tonight." Like, it would be the thing everyone would expect me to do, like, go to the after party and get hammered. So, me and Casper and my, a girl who I had been romantically involved with, she showed up late to my premiere, and I told her, I said, "I literally only have 2 tickets. I only get 2 tickets to my premiere." I said, "So if you're really coming," because it was, like, or, her birthday or, like, a night she was celebrating. I think the 13th was her birthday. She said, "It's my birthday, but I'm gonna show up." I said, "If you're not, don't worry about it. I'll invite someone else." So she said, "No, no, I'm gonna be there." And then she got there late, came in the dark and sat with me and, and that kinda hurt my feelings. And then she felt like I wasn't appreciative enough to her for sacrificing her birthday to be there, and I'm like, "I really told you you didn't have to," like,
Yes.
but she was also mad that I got sober, and she told me, "You're not a sober girly, and when this all falls apart, you're gonna call me." She said, "And I'll be a good friend. I'll be supportive." She said, "But what you have going on with this man right here is not gonna last." And I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
all good." She was just so against me getting sober, and she was so against feeling like I was going to start doing better. I don't
Mhm.
know why. I do know that she and I were very much in addiction together,
Yes.
and, when 2 people are in addiction together and somebody starts getting better, it really makes the other one feel a type of way.
Mhm. Well, it makes you have to do some self-reflection,
I think so.
and who wants to do that when they're spiraling?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna air, like, the dirtiest of the dirty laundry between her and I just
Sure.
know she didn't like me in that context anymore.
Yeah.
And then, like, years later, like, somebody said, "Oh, we have a mutual friend." And I was like, "Oh, who?" And they said, "Her." And I was like, "When did she tell you that?" And they're like, "A month ago, we were filming together." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Okay." I said, "She was a really good friend of mine. Like, we were very, very close. Like, she was
Mhm.
more than a friend. Like, we would hook up in bathrooms." Like, we spent a lot of naked time together. But, that's just an interesting thing to wanna bring up to somebody after the way that we fell apart. I
Yeah.
don't have any ill will towards her. I hope she got sober. I know she's a new mom. She just had a baby. Again, like anybody I've ever had conflict with goes off and has a baby.
So weird.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, that's, like, the chain of events. So I'm like, "I this is my dream girl. I'm nuts about her. Fuck you." Blows up. We we're okay. It's fine. They get pregnant.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
That's
And that's, like, my my cross to bear in this life
Mhm.
is I've lost 6 pregnancies,
Yeah.
and I can't get past 12 weeks. And I know that those are the words that I'm saying, and that gives it power, but, I
But it is
am
what it is.
but it is what it is. I That's what physically happened to
Yeah,
me, and I'm okay with however it turned out or didn't turn out, and for those who know me well enough, they know, like, spirituality is very important to me, and I have been on a quest since I was 19 years old to figure out what the afterlife means to me, what all of this means to me, what my purpose means, what I want to go for in this world, how at the end of my days, what will make me feel okay about saying, "All right, see ya." And
totally.
and I know I'm gonna see my son on the other side. Like, he came to me in dreams over and over again. He's always with me. I talk to him every day. Um,
No.
he's precious to me. And I know from my uncle dying when I was 17, that our relationship only grew stronger through spirit. Like, he talks to me all the time and he guides me. And, like, there was that night in my studio apartment in Hollywood where I lived alone. And I came home from bartending and I was so tired because I had just been going nonstop, like, forever. And I was like, "Okay, I just don't have all my senses with me. I'm just gonna pass out." I passed out, and, like, 2 in the morning, I heard him so clearly go, "Lock the door." And I go, "Okay." And I got up and I locked my door because I had come in and forgot to lock my door.
Yeah.
As I locked the door, the handle started shaking, and I went, and they started banging on my door, and then ran off. It was like a crazy homeless person who had been going through the dumpsters, and he was just jiggling handles to see who he could get into to do whatever,
Oh
you
my
know?
god.
But my uncle, like, saved my life that night. And there was another
Totally.
time I was driving on the freeway and he took the wheel. Like, I just stopped and went, "I can't do this." A mattress flew off of a truck in front of me, and I swerved to miss it and started
That is
on the
so
Pasadena
scary.
134. It's a huge freeway and there's always somebody on it. And I just kept seeing an 18 wheeler getting closer and closer and closer to me every spin. And I just go, "I can't do it." And then the wheel went and took me off the exit ramp. And I got off the ramp, and the people who saw it pulled over. They followed me, and the guy asked me, "Are you a race car driver?
Oh my
How did
god.
you get out of that? I thought I was gonna watch somebody die." And I said, "I didn't do it." That was my uncle. I
Oh,
just knew it. So, years later, I'm, interested in mediumship because I feel like I'm hearing people from the other side that aren't just
yeah.
my people. Like, when I'm standing with somebody, somebody's like, "Say peanut butter to them." And I'm like, "I'm not fucking saying
Thought you were
peanut
gonna say
butter."
say penis to them.
Yeah,
It's
say
like, that
penis.
might not be spirit, that might just be you.
Yeah, spirit's a real pervert. My spirit guide is an asshole. No,
Say
so
penis.
but they'll have me say things, and I'm like, "Oh my god, for what?" And they're like, Talk about their
Just do
grandfather and
it.
say their grandfather wants to say peanut butter." I'm like, "Okay, do you have a grandfather on the other side?" "Yeah." I said, "He wants to clarify with you." He said, "Peanut butter," and she goes, "Oh my god, he used to make me peanut butter sandwiches when I was a kid." I said, "Yeah, he just wants you to know he's around." That's
That
it.
is so cool.
So that it's things like that, and so I've started, like, really leaning into that, and I realize, like, my son hears me, my uncle hears me, Gina, her dad, who's on the other side, every time I'm going to visit her or he knows I'm gonna talk to her, he comes around and tells me stuff. Like, it's just constant. Like, I constantly have that connection to spirit, and I don't wanna do anything with it. Like, this is because 'cause I'm gonna put out
Excuse
my
me?
website.
The Long Island medium, that's you now, except you're not
I
from Long
know.
Island.
I know.
You could
So
be.
I don't wanna do anything with it, and even the lady who mentored me, I took her mentorship class. She's one of the, ordained ministers of the church in Salem, um, for metaphysical, and I took, like, 3 of her courses learning how to, like, communicate and learning how to get your charts in order. Because, like, if you have your little diary that's only for you in spirit, and you, like, go through and do all the colors. Okay, what does this color mean to me? So if you burst the color of blue, it means this was someone with a really calm energy, like they were a great communicator. If they burst red in front of me, I know it was a lover. It was a lover. Or sometimes if I get like a "Ooh," feeling around it, it was somebody very angry.
Oh,
And their deal that when they went over the other side for their life review, they had to, like, really look at the anger that they left on the earth. So you feel it and you see it. And I have, like, my chart for what those colors mean. I have, like, anytime that I see a rose, it's an elder lady. Like, it's gonna be like your grandmother. It's
oh, that's
a
cool.
matriarch of the family shows me a rose.
Yes.
You know, the more that you have solidified like that in the book and they see you working on that communication, the more they're gonna give you,
I love that.
which I
I
think is so
really love
cool.
that. And we're going to do an episode closer to Halloween where we talk more about all of the metaphysical, all of
Oh,
this kind of
yeah.
stuff. We could even we could even do it year round. I mean, I just feel like there's so much information and
There
there's
is,
it's
yeah.
so interesting. You
It
could talk
is, and we
forever
both
about it.
grew up as, like, pastors' kids.
That's what I was gonna say. We had a comment on YouTube where someone said, "I found you guys through, like, the YouTube algorithm, and I thought at first I had stumbled across a pastor's wives podcast," and I just thought, "Oh."
Not
And
at
then
all.
after about 2 seconds, penis, Playboy Mansion, Hollywood, Botox. You were like, "Oh, never mind."
Mhm.
But we are pastors' daughters.
Yeah,
So there you
we
go.
are.
There's that.
We are,
So here's
which makes kind
something.
of our LA turn so strange, and the fact that we found each other so early in our
Yeah,
LA turn, and it was kind of both of us adjusting our lens from Midwest and Southern backgrounds in the
yeah,
church to kind of, like, figuring out where our happy medium was with all of that.
totally. There's even so I did you did Confessions of a Superhero, the documentary, and I did Ambassadors of Hollywood, and I finally found a copy of it. I haven't
Oh,
watched
awesome.
the whole thing, but I saw part of it. And they asked me, "Do you feel like do you use sex or your sexuality, I'm not sure, to make money?" And I'm like 19 years old, maybe 20 at this point, like just very young and like I believed what I said. I was like, "No, like, of course I don't use any sexuality to make money. Like, I'm a pastor's daughter. Like, how dare you suggest that? Like, I go to church every Sunday." And then they cut to our friend April, who did Elvira and her boobs out. She's like, "Hell yeah, I
Oh,
use my
yeah.
sexual." And I think looking back on it now, first of all, who cares if you're doing that? There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that. I think back then in 2004 or 5 or whatever, you would be I felt very shamed. Like sexuality was something like do you like, don't use that for money because that makes you a whore and then you're a bad person
yeah,
because of whatever brainwashing,
yeah.
and conditioning, but, I think, yeah, now I look back and say, "Well, I mean, I think there is something to that." Totally. I didn't go out there and try to, I didn't bring a pole out and pole dance,
No,
but
but
I
I mean,
still but
it's
that was
what
still
we knew
part of
men
it.
wanted.
Yeah, like
Men
you
men wanted that, and we were
yeah,
like, "How do we get the money that you're carrying around?
right.
Because
'Cause
I
we
have to
don't
pay
get
my
paid as
bills."
much as y'all.
Yeah, it's a
Even
man's
if we're
world.
both lawyers, I'm still not gonna make as much as you, so give me that
No,
so I can
and
go pay my cable bill.
it is kinda low-hanging fruit, but their motives aren't clean anyways, so why do I care?
Yep.
That's how I survived and got to,
Yeah.
like, do the things that I wanted to do with my life, and it's not like they treated me with respect, so what do I care? The ones
No.
who were doing that, they were not treating me with respect. Even the
No.
ones that tricked me into thinking, "Oh, they really care about me," they always showed, "No, I'm trying to fuck you, stupid. Are you never gonna do it?" Like,
Yeah.
"What?
Yeah.
I thought we were friends." There's no
Oh,
reason a man
no.
is friends with you.
Was it Harry when Harry met Sally, like, men and women can't be friends? The sex thing always gets in the way. Do you feel like men and women can be friends?
I mean, here's the deal. I have 100% had friends who were men who obviously, like, thought I was attractive because they cast me in things like Dan Beals. Daniel
Love
Beals
Dan.
is someone who I spent so much time alone with, and never once was he ever disrespectful to me. Same with Sean Coney.
Uh-huh.
We would go to amusement parks together and spend the whole day together and then go home and smoke a bowl and watch a movie together. Never once disrespectful to me. Never. And the only reason why Ian Gary ever did whatever is because I flirted with him. You know, he's another one. He would be totally respectable, just guy friend. And John Flores when I, like, said, "I actually like you," and he's like, "What? Seriously?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh,
And
yeah.
the times that those things happened, it was because it was with someone who was so respectful of me and my body and my space and my mind and was so present with me that it was attractive to me. So
Totally.
they would have been fine with always just being friends, but I was the one who crossed the line. Now with Daniel and Sean, that never happened. Like we were always just close. And Matthew Buchholz,
My God.
never anything, never
Love
anything.
him.
And people found it shocking because we were so close. Because I would spend the night at his house. Like, we had slumber parties where we would
Yeah.
just drink too much and then be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pass out on the couch," and he would go in his room, and then we would wake up and go grab breakfast. Like, never anything. So, I've experienced it in that way of someone who immediately I have, like and Jeremy Briggs.
Yeah.
It was immediately brother-sister energy,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, the thing that made me respect him more than anything is I had worked bartending until 5 in the morning and then had to go work a catering gig and then had to be at Groundlings advanced class.
Oh,
Like, a lot of
jeez.
people had no idea, like, they'd be like, "It seemed like I wasn't putting in enough effort in my sketches for advance," but I had deferred so many times that they told me, "If you defer again, you have to start over and go back to the level 1."
That
And I
takes
was like,
years.
"And money."
Oh, God, and money.
So, I wasn't in a position to be ready to take it, and I was in a horrible financial situation,
Were
and I
you
just had to
living
push through.
in, like a dining room with a curtain?
Yes.
Like, down the street from me.
Yes, on Kling Street, yeah,
Yep.
with Nikki.
Yes.
And so people were coming over for writing meetings with me, and I'm like, "Here's my curtain. We can
It
write
was a
at this
curtain
table."
room.
It
Yeah.
was. It was the dining room area that got sectioned
Yes.
off so I could have a bed in there, and I was paying $400 a month to live in a curtain, you know? And that was me building back after that horrible breakup with TJ because
Yes.
then I went and I lived at this studio apartment in Koreatown for a minute, and
That was
the
so unsafe.
yeah, people kept trying to break in to hurt me,
Yeah.
and I called the police, and they're like, "Well, once they get in, we can come." And I'm like, "If they get in here, I'm dead. Like,
It's
I'm in here
over.
by myself." So I finally just talked with the landlord. She said, "Yeah, I was a little worried about someone who looks like you living there. I'm not gonna lie." She said, "So I'm gonna give you your deposit back and wish you the best." I said, "Okay, that was amazing. What a sweet lady to do that."
Wow.
She didn't have to do that.
No, she
So
also could have maybe been like, "This isn't for you."
right away.
Right
Like, let me
away.
know, "You live in gang territory." Like, someone came to visit me, and as they were leaving, there was a shooting on my street, and they were doing this, and I said, "You just gotta get in your car." They're like, "Does this happen here?" I'm like, "Yes. Yes, it happens here."
Yes, duck and run.
I've had to sleep in my car several times with the police officer saying, "Oh, they're chasing the suspect. I'll let you know when it's safe to go through when they get the suspect in custody." And I'm like, "Okay." And I would have to sleep in my car the rest of the night because my there was a shootout in my building. In my complex, and it wasn't a building, like, with security, it was an open square
Oh,
with the middle out, and
yes.
you just walked in and out, and it was gang territory. So I was in that situation, and when they called me, and I'm like, "I gotta move, I gotta be somewhere where people can come and write with me and not get shot."
Oh my god.
So, like, I
No
moved
one
into
wants to ride with Jenny. They keep getting shot.
yeah. Yeah, it's great. So people just didn't know what a hard time I was going through. So, long story longer, I'm sitting there, barely able to stay awake, and I tilted, and my head hit Jeremy's shoulder, and I was, like, laying on him like, "Oh my god, I'm just gonna take a nap for a minute," and he went, "I'm so sorry. I can't have your head on my shoulder like that. This is reserved for my wife."
Wow.
And I go, "Oh my god, yes. I'm sorry. I was just so tired, and I wasn't thinking."
Yeah,
I have 100% respect for Emily, and I have even more respect for you for saying that to me.
totally.
Thank you for the correction.
Yeah,
But he set up those lines and boundaries, and I was just like, "Fuck, that's a good man. That's a good man."
yeah,
You know? So, I am the person who, regardless of how many men have been terrible to me, the men that I listed could not have been kinder.
yeah. That's awesome.
How about you? Do you have any dude friends? Because I know one of your dude friends asked me out, and while we were out said, "Well, I've always been in love with Michelle, but because you're her best friend, you're the closest thing I've got to her." I'm like, "Can you get away from me?" That is the craziest shit I've
That
ever
is
heard
really
of.
wild.
So everybody, when they just hear the fun story of us bringing him over to watch Project Runway, and he had a few beers, and I just started getting too stoned. I had an edible, and I go, "Hey," and because this was like the week he had told me that, and I was trying to process. I'm like, "Look, I love Michelle, and she's beautiful, and of course she's a dream girl, and like if I could be with Michelle, I'd be with Michelle." So like I have to know like there's validity in him being honest. Like, okay, valid. Yeah, she's beautiful and wonderful and
God. I'm
amazing
so
and
uncomfortable.
whatever. No, but you are. So, like, but as I got stoned, I kept watching him. It was like he felt like it was Ross and Rachel in the room together.
Oh my god.
And he kept looking at you, making a joke and then laughing and looking forward. And I thought, you got to leave. So I just said, can you pause it? And Olivier paused it. And I said, hey, I need you to go. He goes, right now? And I go, yes, yes, I do. He goes, I've had 2 beers. And I go, you need to sit it off there. 2 beers is fine. Like 2
You're
beers is
fine.
fine. You just have to go. He like looked like shell shocked and everybody was so uncomfortable. It was like the most uncomfortable moment of everyone's life. And Chris was sitting beside me and he started squeezing me like,
Like, I'm
what
like,
are
"Why?
what
Why?
are you
Why?"
doing? And I go, yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, like, making me feel really weird for you to be here, and I'm so uncomfortable that I might have a heart attack, and I need you to leave. He's
Oh
like,
my god.
"Okay," and he gets up, and he's slowly gathering his things. He grabs his other beers out of the fridge and goes, "Okay, I guess I'll talk to you later," and I go, "I don't know. I don't know." And he left. They're like, "What the fuck was that?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I just couldn't," and Chris goes, "I felt it too, though."
Oh, wow.
Like,
Here's
the
the thing,
energy was off.
I barely remember any of that.
Oh, it was such a big moment for me and Chris and
I
Olivier.
was
It
like
was so
I
big
was
for
like
us because we were so high, girl. You weren't high,
yeah,
you didn't do an
no.
edible. You were drinking a glass of wine, you know?
Yeah.
But I was just like, "I can't be high around this kind of person. I just can't. You have to leave because it's such a delicate thing.
Yes.
You have to feel so safe to be like the monster cookie that we used to do." And Chris
You guys
says,
used to do, like, insane.
it was the 1,000 milligrams of one-eyed Keef, and me and Chris and Olivier would split the 1,000 milligrams of one-eyed Keef. Now, one-eyed Keef is like hallucination. It's like you can get visuals from that,
That sounds
and
horrible to me. It sounds scary.
yes, but Chris says he's still chasing that cookie. He said, "I need to find that cookie." I said, "I'm telling you, it's one-eyed Keef, 1,000 milligrams. You just gotta find the one-eyed Keef, 1,000 milligrams." He said, "But you don't even understand. Now that it's legalized, nothing is the way that that cookie was." But
Hmm.
when we would do that cookie, very delicate, very delicate who was in your energy because 'cause we're like, you
Oh my gosh.
know, like, you lose your humanity for a minute and you're just molecules.
Oh my
I mean, we
god.
are always just molecules, but you're very aware that you're just molecules when you're on that cookie. Like, it's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, how'd this hand get here?" You know? So I just didn't need that energy there when I was in that place.
that's amazing.
And it'll
Um,
be interesting to hear what you experienced when we were in that place sometimes.
as an outsider, I felt like a little bit of a babysitter.
You were a
There was
mom.
one time when I was in bed. I was not quite asleep, but, like, the lights were out, like, I was going to go be asleep, and my phone rang, and it was you, and, of course, day or night, like, if you call me, I'm like, "What's up? What's going on?" And you were out, I think you were at a club or a bar, but you were somewhere, and you were like, "Hey," and you were living with Olivier, I think, at the time. You were like, "I can't go home right now. He's having a really bad trip. He thinks, like, the subwoofer under his desk is a bunny rabbit, and it's going to kill him. Can you take care of that?" I was like, How?" Like, other than telling him, like, "That's not a rabbit, I don't know what I'm supposed to do." So I made
I was filming on
okay.
location
Oh, you were filming, okay.
2 hours away. And I said, "I wrap in, like, 2 hours," but he's talking like he's gonna die. I remember
Like,
this
he's gonna
very
die.
clearly.
And so I made Ken go with me. So I was like, "I don't know. I don't know because I don't even know if I remember I got high one time in Vegas, and I was like, "That's
But it
enough."
and you were not even this kind of high. You
No,
had a
so I
pinch of
didn't
one of the
know.
brownies.
Yeah, I didn't know how to, and I still don't really know how to aid somebody correctly who's in that place.
It's literally
Uh,
just getting through it, but they just have to, like,
so
not be alone.
I know we were over there, I'm like, he's just curled up on the couch, like, having very big feelings. It's kind of like having a toddler. It's like, It's okay, buddy. Do you want a hug? Do you wanna
Are you
what do you want? Do you wanna
thirsty?
talk? Do you want quiet? Like, what do you want?" And then one time when I was studying in Paris, I went twice. The first time I had a roommate, the second time, I did not. Because when I had the roommate, a lot of these kids, because it was through college, I was older when I went back to school, but there were quite a few like 18, 19-year-olds, which is illegal to drink in the United States unless you're 21. And then they get over to France and they're like,
Woo.
it's 18. We can get really crazy. We can get wild. And so when you kind of get the reins taken off, you don't know how to limit that. But she didn't drink. She got high. She got super, super high. And I'm sleeping. It is nighttime. We have class. I worked when I was there. I worked we stayed in like a
Was it
nun's
like a
house.
bookstore or something?
No. So I worked at this like dorm, but there were nuns living there. And I had to get up early and go and pick up the baguettes for breakfast. And I had to make coffee and answer phones until I went to school a few days a week. And so I have to get up and like function my brain in French and do all that. And she comes in and she's so high and so scared. I was like, "Oh, like again, what do you need? It's not a real rabbit, it's a subwoofer. Like it's not a parasite, it's a macaron. Like what do you need from me?" And she's had a rough time. I am useless and sleepy, so I was like, There. Lay down." And I'm turning the lights off and, like, we'll just, like, get through it, but, like, I'm here for you. And you told me later, like, "Why did you turn the lights off? That's so scary." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, 'cause
bedtime."
then they start
I was like, "She could have turned it back on, I'm sorry." But the next day, she came up to me and, like, gave me a bunch of pastries she bought. She was like, "I'm so sorry
Yeah,
that I
it's
did that to you."
embarrassing after you do that. If you are a normal person, which your friends were not, we'd wake up and be like, "Wanna go get breakfast? No sorries, just
Yeah,
thanks.
do it. Let's go.
Thanks for being the mom last night."
Yeah, and then what we forgot to say this last time when we were in Vegas. Once that initial kind of like, "Ha ha, I'm high," we're in the elevator holding tampons, like, hysterical laughter wore off, I became, like, a really stern librarian. Like, would you
Oh, you
remember?
were.
I
Yes,
was
that
mad.
I was Sasha Fierce and you were.
Like, "Why can't people just be appropriate?
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
acting crazy right now."
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
it's because I was mostly mad at myself because 'cause I'm like, "I want okay, like, that was fun, like, I'm ready." Like, when you
I'm
drink.
ready for it to be over now.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if you have a glass of wine, if you wait just, like, 20 minutes or whatever, like, "Oh, okay. Eat some bread, drink some
The
water," like,
most
you're
of it
good.
is done, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could drive a car, you could do whatever, but I was like, "Oh, this one's not going away," and I hate that.
Yeah, and Chris even mentioned, he said, "I don't know if it's a good fit for Michelle because, like, it's not that you're type A, but you're the most
Kind of.
type A free spirit, you know,
Yeah.
like."
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, like, I have type A stuff when it comes to, like, my organization, but
Yes.
that's where it ends. Like, everything else about me is chaotic, you know, but you are, like, a type A free spirit.
That is good because I feel like a lot of me is type A and then a lot of me is not. So,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that description.
Yeah, because I think the things that you care about, you really care about them.
Yes.
But then other things you're like, "Who cares?"
Yeah.
Like it's, like, split down the middle.
Yes. No rhyme. I'm sure there is a rhyme or reason
I'm
in my
sure, yeah.
crazy brain, but to an outside observer, probably no reason. Like, why? Why is that the thing we're going to care about?
Yeah, but it's great, you know, because
I don't know.
it's duality, man. It's yin and yang,
It is,
man.
it's yin and yang. But
Yeah.
this is circling back. I did want to see, I don't know that you would use your woo-woo powers or if you just have a thought based on, what you've studied. So, I have Madeline. I had 2 miscarriages, and then I had my daughter, Catherine. Um, I don't know that Kate didn't make it for those 2 or if those were 2 totally different babies. Because I feel like I
W
still chat with
one
them.
of them was her.
Oh, interesting.
One
Do you
of
know
them.
would you know which one that would be? Probably I'm thinking the second one, but I don't know.
There's energy in both hands when I said which was so it's a thing where I think the other one just said doesn't matter, the one on the
Yeah.
other side.
No,
But
I was just curious.
the one on the other side, it feels like a boy.
I did lose a boy.
Yeah, he's a boy.
Yeah.
The spirit on the other side.
I don't know if my first miscarriage was a girl or a boy. I just feel like it was a girl, but I don't know. But I know for sure my second loss was a boy.
Well, Kate could come in as either.
She's Nadia always said the whole time, she's like, "This is, like, masculine energy. This is like, oh, your
Yeah, she could
boy."
come in as either because her
Yeah,
energy is split.
yeah.
You know, like she's gonna be one of those that like, I don't care.
I mean, you
Like,
saw her chart. She's like Gemini, 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 Gemini.
yeah, and like my chart is masculine heavy.
I feel
Like
like
when you
mine
look at
would be
mine.
too. I just feel like a masculine human
Yeah, me too. Like I've always felt that, and Casper's always like, "What the hell? What is going on?" And then
because
when
you're
you look at,
so womanly. I bet
yeah, he's
people would
like,
be surprised.
and me and Chris have like an ongoing joke that I made. I said, you know, like if we really are just like a simulation, and I'm somebody's avatar, my avatar guy up there running stuff is like Zordak, and he's a big fat alien guy. He's like, "Yeah, I got tits. What are we gonna do now?
Let's
Yeah,
play with them. Let's
put
use
something
them.
weird in your vagina. See what people think about that." You know, like there's a fat man running me. I'm a fat man
Perfect. I
for
love that.
sure.
I love
Like
that
I
for you.
know it, and I named him Zordak. And so sometimes I'll call Chris. I'll be like, "Oh my god, I just embarrassed myself so bad. I did this." He goes, "Zordak is having a good day." Zordak loved that.
He was loving that.
When you got hit by a wave and your bikini top popped open and you're struggling to get up, Zordak's like, "This is fucking cool."
Yes.
Yeah,
I
do
got
some
bonus
more.
points for that one.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, so Kate tried to come in at another time, but this is gonna sound very crazy, but you were pregnant another time that you didn't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was like in early stages where your body tried to get pregnant
Mm.
and it didn't take. So every time the number thing is throwing them off because I think the time you were pregnant was before this.
Okay.
I for s
Well, well,
before your first child,
okay. I
I
don't
even
know.
think. It was like, I mean, I'm saying like it was a long time ago.
Yeah, long, long time ago. I don't know. It's very interesting.
That I heard that you were pregnant and you didn't know it and you just were late and you thought, "Oh my god, I'm late. What if I'm pregnant?" And then you
Yeah,
weren't, and so you just kinda threw it away, but you had been
yeah.
pregnant.
Oh, that's really interesting. Hmm. I don't
That's
know.
what I hear about that.
Because I went through, because we've talked about this, like, my weight fluctuated so much that sometimes, like, I just would just not get my period for months
Yeah,
because I was so skinny.
yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Mm,
Like, that's not a flex.
so
But I
good.
would,
Yeah.
where so it would be hard for me to know. I would just be like,
That would
"Oh,
make a lot of
I'm
sense
late."
because what I heard is there just wasn't enough juice.
Yeah, that would make sense. I was
There
very
just wasn't
hungry.
enough juice. You were pregnant and they were trying to form and it just
Yeah.
couldn't get there. And it's kinda like the same thing that happens to me a lot. It's like as soon as the heart chambers start trying to make things happen, they can't close the deal
Mm,
because there's not enough, power in there for that.
that's so interesting.
Yeah. So it was funny, when I was like, 1st or 2nd, and they're like, "It's not what she's thinking.
Hmm,
The time that Kate tried to come through isn't the one you're thinking of."
got it. And I do agree with them, like, who does it matter? Like, no, just
Yeah.
curious. It doesn't matter.
And of course, you know this, we all know this. Well, not all of us, but anybody who's familiar with this stuff knows that the boy that's on the other side has been your son before.
Mhm.
Like, it's not like he's never got to experience being in a
No.
body with you. I think we have
Right.
1,000, million, quadrillion lifetimes that
Yeah.
we are not tapped into, but he's like, "Yeah, she's been my mom." Like, I got my chance, and in the proceedings, like, Kate was, before me.
Yeah.
So if one
Interesting.
of us was gonna come through, she's the one who this was
Okay.
her
Who came
turn.
in this time and she decided.
Yeah,
Guns blazing.
yeah. Hell yeah, kicked your vagina open.
Yeah, did the
Yes.
whole thing. Yes. It was so funny because when she came out, like, literally, they held her up, pulled her out of my vagina, held her up, and she peed all over the place. And they
Mhm.
said, "Boys pee when they come out, like, girls don't do this." That's a
Yeah.
very boy thing to do. That's so funny that she just did that.
Yeah, she has a lot of masculine
Yeah,
energy, and
she's pretty great.
it's good, and she's coming into a really great time for that because people are less weird about that. When I used to tell people, "I just feel more like a guy, than I do a girl." Like, when I'm doing girl things, I feel like it's a joke. Like, "Ha ha, you think I'm hot." I'm actually a scummy dude,
You're
like,
what's his face?
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
Zordak.
Zordak.
I have always felt that way. Even when I'm cheering, I felt like not a girl.
Interesting.
Like, here's who I feel like the most. If I were gonna describe it the best, I feel like Harry Styles with boobs.
I like that. I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, he'll wear makeup sometimes, he'll wear necklaces, he'll wear a dress, he'll wear cute bell bottoms. Like, I like
Yeah,
sparkly, fun things. I don't think they should just be for women. It's
yeah.
just it's a fun, pretty thing. I like putting on makeup. I like, but then I also have just as much fun on those days where I was that character Simon that I did in Groundlings, where I put the weird hair and I flip my hair backwards. Hey, what you guys doing over here? Okay, let's talk about it. When I'm the hillbilly boy, like I have just as much fun as Simon as I do when we would go out to the club and dance as Britney Spears. Like,
Oh my gosh.
to me, exploring the range of both sides of masculine and feminine is equally as fun.
'Cause it's a scale. What is
Mhm.
have you done the Kinsey scale?
I haven't
Haven't?
done it for me, and it's just because I know I'm just slightly more masculine. I just know it.
I
I'll
think
I'll
I am
do it
too.
for fun. I'll do it for fun, but I operate just slightly a little bit more male. I don't God, there's not really a way to say this without sounding kind of pretentious in a way, but, like, people would talk about me being beautiful, and, like, someone would even be like, "You're, like, actually, like, a striking beauty," and I'm like, "Are you looking at me?" Like, "What?" Like, I'm not like, to me, I don't feel, connected to that.
Interesting.
I even feel more handsome sometimes, like, I had a girlfriend from London, and she said to me my favorite compliment I've ever received, and she couldn't believe it, I couldn't breathe, I was laughing so hard. We had just had sex, we were laying in bed, and she looked at me and she goes, "You look like Lego."
Like, what does that mean? Like a
I go,
Lego character?
"Yeah, like a Lego, like, you can take it off and put different things on it, like, it's just like a square. Build something you like here." You know?
Aren't
And it
we
was
all
when
just Legos waiting to be built?
and I had that's at the time when I would dye my hair super black, so it
Uh,
almost looked kind of plasticky and glossy at times. We're laying in bed, she's like, "You look like Lego." It's like, "What does that even mean?" Like, "What are you talking about right now?" She said, like, "Your face is so Lego."
Lego my ego.
It's versatile.
Versatile, guys. I mean, gender is a social construct. So are
Yeah.
Legos.
Yeah, exactly. I
Just
thought
making them up.
she has just seen me better than anyone's ever seen me before.
Oh, interesting. Were you like, "Actually?
Yeah,
Thank
I was like,
you."
"That is great." That's a great way to describe me.
Yes.
Put my cowboy outfit on me. Put my goth outfit on me. Like, like that's the like Mr. Potato Head. Is that for round people? I'm more of like a sturdy square person. So I'm the square block Lego people.
Perfect. What is it? RuPaul says, "We're all born naked. The rest is just drag. You're
Yes,
just dressing it
exactly.
up
Yeah.
however you
Yeah.
want."
Yeah. I had a really great conversation with my mom last night because she literally just wanted to know. She said, "Hey, that person who shot up those people
You're going to
said,"
have to be more specific.
yeah, I know. She said, "They said they were gender fluid. What does that mean?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, let's talk about it." I said, "That means that they don't subscribe to either like masculine or feminine. They don't believe like there should be like um hard lines of this is for women and this is for men. They kind of feel both sides. Like some days they want to wear makeup, some days they don't. Some days they want to wear a dress, some days they want to wear like one of those out onesie outfits that a mechanic would wear. Some days they want to wear combat boots, some days they want to wear heels." I said they don't think that one thing should just be for one gender. I said I think that's the best way for me to describe that to you. Someone with absolutely no background of any gender studies or whatever. And she's like, "Huh, you mean like," and then she named someone and I said, "No, I would think the closest person that you've known like that is probably my friend Chance from school. Like he would dance with the girls, but whenever we were in chorus and they would separate the guys and the girls, he went over with the guys and he sang bass and he could do bass, he could do tenor, and he was played the men in the plays. But when we would put in glitter on our eyes, he wanted glitter too,
Yeah.
and he dated a girl and then he dated a guy, like he didn't believe in conforming to just one
Mm-mm.
way of being a guy or one way of being a girl.
I love that.
And he liked things from both sides. She goes, "Okay, thank you. I think I understand that now." And I was
That's
like,
awesome of your mom. That's
"Whoa."
really,
I
really
know.
awesome.
I know. I was really proud of her in that moment,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that in a condescending way at
Oh, no,
all.
no,
Like
no, not at
she's
all.
from a generation and an area of our country that usually doesn't even ask that question. They usually don't care.
Totally.
So I was proud of her for being even curious about it.
And open to what the answer was.
Yeah. She didn't go, "Ugh," or bleh, like she didn't
Yeah.
say or do anything disrespectful. She goes, "Okay, thank you for explaining that."
That's huge.
Yeah. It was a conversation that I will not forget.
Yeah. Another conversation we won't forget is this one, but it's over. We don't have to think about it until the next one. Um, God, do we even have a remember when? I think this whole podcast is just called Remember When. Today we're just talking about random
Yeah,
things.
I love that we've been exploring like the dynamics of human relationship,
Mhm.
and there was a guy I read an article that just went and lived on an island by himself for like 30 years and had no human contact and just he said he hated talking to people so bad that he wanted to do that. And I can understand why one would want to do that, but then you don't have the conversations like I had with my mom. You don't
Mm,
find the people like we found in a lot of our guy friends who were really sweet and not motivated by boners.
I'm motivated by boners, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only reason I get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get up. Gotta go
Yeah.
bone somebody.
I just saw somebody posted like a meme. They said, "We had company over last night, and our 3-year-old burst into our living room singing their favorite song on my wife's vibrator." He's like, "And I've never been happier in my whole life. This is
Yeah.
this is our peak
We've peaked.
moment."
We've peaked
Yeah,
as
like,
human
"Okay,
beings.
I think, we nailed it."
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
love you.
I love you too. And that humans are really funny and there's a lot to be disappointed in them, but there's also a lot to be really excited about.
Totally. Yes, good job, humans.
Good job,
Some of you.
humans.
Others of
I
you,
love some of you.
take a lap. Think about
Yeah.
it. Drink some
Yeah.
water, touch grass. You know who you are.
Ah,
And I will see you, I was gonna say on the flippy floppy, because 'cause I'm
ooh,
41. That's what's up. I got my
flippy
swim
floppy.
trunks. And my
I
flippy
just
floppies.
I just heard Amy Poehler making fun of Adam, oh my god,
Andy Samberg.
no,
No?
Adam
Yes.
Scott, for driving in flip-flops. She said, "You're from Santa Barbara," and
Yeah.
because he will kick his flip-flops off and drive barefoot, and
Yeah.
so he asked her, "Do you not ever get in your car in flip-flops?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "What?"
I do sometimes.
I'm not against a flip-flop. I do prefer a sandal, though.
Now, I will say, they sometimes get stuck, and that is dangerous, which is probably why in some states it's illegal.
Mhm.
It's illegal to drive in flip-flops,
Yeah, and that's why he said he takes them off because it's dangerous. And
but
she's
I'm
like,
pretty
"It's
sure it's
weird to
also
drive
illegal to
barefoot."
drive barefoot.
Not it wasn't in Tennessee.
No? I
I
was
don't
gonna
know
say
if it is
I'll
now.
look it up
Some
later.
states. Yeah.
So, it depends, guys.
Anyways,
We're a hodgepodge. All right, if you liked what you liked, good job. You know what you like. Follow us at the Super Wonderful Podcast on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. Obviously, you're listening to this, so maybe wherever you get your podcasts. We love you, and I love you,
I love
Miss
you.
Jenny, and I will see y'all next time.
Have a super wonderful day.
Have a super wonderful day.